Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Lennie Robbins YouTube show. You know, there's something seriously wrong with the way our politics is playing out in Jamaica. I know people are up in arms about Jamaica Labour Party and their non-performance, or people are talking about their illicit gains and illicit this and illicit that, and how corrupt they are, and the government in a thief in government, and how much they lies. They lie every day. They're a thief in government. They're corrupt, and the whole dictionary of negative descriptive is thrown at the present government. Now, whether that is true or not, the question I want to ask is, where are we going with all of this? Where? Because it's imperative and it's important to understand that this is not getting us anywhere. And I'll quickly say this: the government is elected, or was elected, to a 5-year term, democratically elected. So if they have no intention of resigning, I'd like to ask the demonstrators, what is the next move from here? What is your option? Because you can curse all you want to curse. If the government is lying, they're a thief, they're corrupt, and all of these things, then you're going to live with that corruption, that lying, that stealing until the next election is called. So ask yourself the question, can you bear all of that hardship and struggle until the next election? Because if they have no heart or mind to resign, you tell me, what is your next move? Now, even Isat Buchanan, who I still don't consider a politician, because if you listen to Isat talk, when he talks, whatever, listen to his speech, it's good, and the things that he says and the way he says these things, it's all wrapped up in a legal framework for him. The man is still a lawyer. He has not yet detached himself from that legal explanation and visuals of things that is happening. And when I hear the man talk about the way things are happening in terms of the level of descriptive being level at our politicians and all of that, and people try to come at him because, for one reason or the other, I don't know why they would want to come at the man for that. Because I think what Isaac Buchanan said made sense. It did make sense. And I think his vision to see things ahead was what you were try to explain to us. I'm seeing where this is going to lead us if we don't stop. And then on more than one occasion, I've called on both the Prime Minister. I've mentioned in other previous videos for both the Prime Minister and the Leader of Opposition to come together and create an ethical standard of political conduct, not just from our politicians, but from our supporters, party supporters. Certain words, certain descriptives should not ever be used. We will not tolerate it. Should not. And now we have internet, which is easy to find people or discover who you are making certain comment. Let them know that if you continue down this road, it's easy. We don't need your support. Find another party. In all of this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at a video on YouTube published by Quality Jamaican Politics. I think it's your name, Michael Hamilton. A day ago. 1 day ago it was published. Shame, shame, shame. A big crowd of thieves and scammers. And the picture he used to depict that headline is JLP supporters standing with Dr. Andrew Wheatley. We stand with Dr. Andrew Wheatley. Say no to the Non-Integrity Commission. Now, and under that, there's a sub-headline that says, stand for truth, stand for justice, stand together, one JLP. Now, there's a lot of comments in that comment column. And one particular comment, I won't read the name of the person, but I'm going to read some of the comments here because this is important. The first comment I looked at is, character counts. Why would someone who believes in integrity stand with someone accused of corruption? It's time to take a stand for justice and transparency. We need leaders who uphold the law. Alleged illicit enrichment is totally wrong. Now listen to the last statement, the last sentence. Alleged illicit enrichment is totally wrong. What is wrong? The word alleged is wrong, or total enrichment? Because total enrichment, what is wrong here? I don't know what this person is getting, but the second one, there will always be the ones who will sell their own soul, but they must remember God is not sleeping. No surprises here. Birds of a feather flock together. No ambitions. They don't want any future for their children. Taxpayers' money is all for all of us, but leaders not supposed to robbing it all, and the country is going down to the dogs. Another one. The truth walks up to any of you and slap you in the face. None of you would realize it. You're all a bunch of blind partisan followers. And this is what 5,000 Jamaican dollars gets you, politician. I don't know if this is a general statement across the board referring to JLP and PNP alike, because I would attach this to the PNP and JLP alike, but I don't know what this person is indicating, whether it's JLP or PNP alone. One imbecile makes money, makes many. All of you get paid to stand up for this waste man. All kind of thing. And the people who are the picture with the people behind Andrew Wheatley, one comment person, the kleptomania crew. All birds of a feather flock together. No better earring, no better barrel, as Bob Marley said. All pirate come to rob the Jamaican people. I want to shed some light on that issue because I raise it because I want to take this matter somewhere to something that I've spoken about many, many, many times. And we can talk all we want to talk because the government has been elected to serve for 5 years and they're not going to resign. Number one, Andrew Holness is too smart, too politically savvy, too intelligent to resign. So their government won't resign. So we can call all we want to call. There's no way the government will resign. And to the detractors and the people who are making all those comments, I'm not taking away your freedom of speech, but I asked you this question. Now, if they don't resign, what is your choice? What next? All you want to demonstrate. What next? What is the next move on your part? What do you do next? Notice now, even the PNP party that you are big, some of you guys are bigging up, is not selling themselves, Is not advertising themselves, not projecting themselves for the viable choice to the Jamaica Labour Party right now. They're not doing it. And they have their reasons, but you won't know even though you're a supporter. They're not going to tell you that. I want to take us all back. JLP supporters and PNP alike, JLP politicians and PNP alike, Jamaicans at home, Jamaicans at abroad. I want to take everybody back to the last constitutional reform exercise that Jamaica went through. And can someone tell me, Miss Marlene Malaofot, the legal rep for the Jamaica government, who heads up their legal department, Dr. Lloyd Barnett, one of our leading constitutional experts in the country. Can any one of you guys or anyone who participated who was a member of that commission, that constitutional reform commission, can you tell the nation what was done, what was reformed in the interest of protecting the people or the citizens of Jamaica coming out of that exercise? What was done to strengthen the rights of Jamaican citizens? What was done to protect the rights of Jamaican Jamaican citizens? What was done for the betterment of the people, the common people of Jamaica, the voters, PNP and JLP alike? And I'm saying this now because I want JLP and PNP supporters to hear this, because what you people are doing is really nonsense. You're destroying your own self. You're giving up your rights and giving it to the politicians to do as they please. So don't think cursing out and ask government to resign and government is this and government is that. Those are the days of the 60s, 70s and 80s. Today's world is different. Today's world is different. We missed the opportunity in the last constitutional reform. And I want to remind people something. One of the most important things that came out of that constitutional reform is that no politicians is subject to a recall or impeachment. None. You seem to forget the constitutional reform. The decision was a consensus decision between PNP and JLP and everyone who created that panel, who was on that panel, or that involved in that commission panel. No recall, no impeachment for no politicians whatsoever. So let me tell you, ask you this, demonstrators and supporters. Demonstrators on both sides of the political fence, PNP and JLP alike. Let me ask you all this question. No politician can be recalled, no politician can be impeached. Where was your voice when that was declared in Parliament? Where was it? Because that's where you have a power to take action against the government now. And I'm not saying this because it's the Andrew Holness JLP in power. Even if the PNP was in power, there's nothing you can do with protesters. You can talk all you want to talk. Wake up and get smart. In today's world, we say we work harder, we work smarter, we don't work harder. So you guys need to work smarter, even though you're just protesters and detractors of the other government, of the other party. Wake up and get smart too. Don't continue to work hard and listen to the demonstration that happened in Crossroad a couple of days ago. And go back and listen to what Mark Golan says. Mark Golan is not putting himself and the PNP at the head of that demonstration, you know. He's not stating it as something that they themselves orchestrated, that they them were part of the whole orchestration of that. As they head up the creation of that demonstration, you know, the PNP. No. Because Mark Golan recognized, and the party recognized, that if they were in government, and this comes up against them, they would have no choice but to do what the JLP is now doing. React the same way the JLP is reacting. PNP has no choice. And this is what I've been trying to get through to all people across Jamaica. Ladies and gentlemen, wake up. Wake up to this. The PNP is no better than the JLP. And the JLP is no better than the PNP. And I say that they are different, but not better. They are no better than each other, but they're different. Ideologically, they're different. And in the way they want to govern, they're different. But none of these parties serve the country better than the other. None. Because even now I hear not Mark Golan are one member of the People's National Party. Ever since that constitutional reform process was concluded and the announcement was made that it was upon agreement between PNP and JLP, no politicians will be subjected to a recall. Neither will they be subjected to impeachment. I hear no one from JLP or PNP said anything about it. Because while we are here, the Constitution clearly states that the government is democratically elected for a 5-year term. You could cry until the crows or pigs fly. If the government doesn't think it should resign, and as a matter of fact, in the 21st century in which we live, no government is going to resign. Because if a government resigns today, no matter how bad their performance is, they will never see governance again for the next 50 years. Because that resignation will never leave, or it will make an indelible impression on the minds and the reason for voters to keep them away from the poll. So what we're doing as people is only hurting ourselves. Our choice here is, now the choice I would ask people to consider, instead of focusing on government's performance and who is a thief, who is a liar, who is this and who is that and all of these things, birds of a feather flock together, everybody is kleptomaniac. Because most of you who are making this comment don't realize that PNP and JLP are kleptomaniacs alike. They're all the same. They're all liars. They're all corrupt. We are destroying ourselves. The choice we have, ladies and gentlemen, and I've said this before and I'm going to say it again and will continue to say it. Why don't we then, if JLP supporters doesn't want to join us because it's their party in power, or PNP supporters doesn't want to join us because it is their party in power, when we demonstrate a government, why don't we, instead of just going out there and shouting lies, corruption and wickedness and poor people this, poor people that, why don't we look at ways in which we can help the government to become better or force them to be better? Because if that's what we want, how are we not offering anything, or we're not saying anything about how the government can be better? We're not offering any suggestion about that. We're not doing anything about that. We go on and we talk and we complain how government is stealing and they're robbing the city and all this. One man is saying Andrew Holness sits on trillions of dollars and yet and poor people hungry and them showing a old lady climb up the step or come from church place that was ravished by either Hurricane Melissa or some earthquake or something. You understand? And they use that. They use that to depict the corruption of the government. They use that to say Andrew Holness is sitting on trillions and look what is happening to people. One person. They use it to one person to depict that the man is killing out Jamaican and starving out Jamaican. The government is ripping off Jamaicans. And you can only use one example. Does that one example, is it a good sample size of what is happening across Jamaica? Because if that represents a sample size, brother, I don't know where you go. I don't even know. Listen, let me not try to. I mean, a person can think what they want to think. And you're entitled to your opinion. Let me put it at that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time we get smart. It's time we wake up. Other leaders across the world is crying out for Jamaica to unite. What is so wrong with us at home? Mia Motley is crying for the unification of Jamaica. Our dear brother Louis Farrakhan, his roots to Jamaica runs deep, where a lot of you people don't know. His roots run deep. Just like a lot of us. He's begging for Jamaicans to come together, to create a bonfire out of the orange and green shirt, burn them all together and become one nation. What is wrong with us? It is easy to call each other thieves and crooks and all sorts of names and murderers and rapists and all these things. Then why, if it is so easy to done, explain to us. Explain to me here. Leave it in the comment on this video if you're here in this video. Why is it difficult to demonstrate on a positive platform? Why can't we come together and demonstrate in a way that suggests to government that what you're doing is wrong and this is the way you need to go. This is what we need to see happening right now. Let us force the constitutional expert. Call out Dr. Lyon Barnett. Call out Marlene Malawu Fort. Call out all the experts. We can get the name of all the people who were on that commission, all the lawyers. Call them out. We need to know, we are the people and we demand to hear from you people. We need a sit down with you people. Because we need to know why are politicians protected and nothing was done to protect our rights as citizens. When we talk about constitution is not about politics. The constitution is not about politicians. The constitution is not about governance. It's about protecting the people's rights and safety in any country wherever you go. And if nothing was done about that, what are we demonstrating about? Ladies and gentlemen, if you get this far in the video, I welcome you to subscribe, like, and share, because the time has come for us to wake up. Like I said initially when I started out here, we don't need to get into politics. I don't need to see the meat on the bone. You just listen and watch what is happening around here, and you know where this politics is going. Common sense alone tells you that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. Like, share, leave a comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so before. Blessed love to all my subscribers. We see we're quietly growing our subscribers. Not in any great number, not in a great rate, but I'm happy and I'm glad. Because if it takes us 10, 20 years, we're going to continue this program. Understand? Continue this program. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. Lennie Robbins YouTube channel. Know your politics. Let's come together to create a better understanding for each other. Watch what they do. Watch what they say. Blessed love to all Jamaica.